everyone, it's Nadia from YARNutopia. Today we're making this kerchief, this headpiece. It's like a headband, kind of like a bandana style. It's super simple to make, and I'm using this cotton yarn, so I'll get into the supplies, we'll get into the frequently asked questions, and then we'll get into making this. This is so cute and just fun for spring and summertime if you want to get your hair out of your face, and if you're in the garden or outside or in the house cleaning or something, just want to wrap your hair up real quick, you can just put this on. So big thank you to Red Heart Yarns for providing this yarn today for this project. They just sent me this yarn and I can make this project and share it with all of you. So we are using Scrubby Smoothie yarn. This is a size 4 medium cotton. It's 100% cotton, which I highly recommend. If you're putting this on your head, you probably might perspire and it's just nice and absorbent and really lightweight. So I'm using this color Aqua, and then my accent color is Blueberry. So if you wanted to use the same colors as me, you can. I also made a prototype here. I'll show you. My other one is pink, and this is called Bright Pink and the Blueberry as well. So I made another one here in different colors. So you can make it in whatever colors you want, but I made it in these two, and I show how to make this one in the tutorial today. So big thank you to Red Heart Yarns for that cotton. I highly recommend any cotton yarn for this project. We are going to use a G-sized hook. Oh my goodness, sorry, cat. Didn't realize she was going to come in. You going to try to say hi? Hey. Hi. You're in my intro. Sorry, everybody. We're going to use a G-size hook, which is 4.25 millimeters, so make sure to have that handy. This crochet hook right here is from the Etsy shop Would Be Fancy. I get the question all the time, where did you get that crochet hook? Where can I get a wooden handled hook like that? You can get it at the Etsy shop Would Be Fancy. It's hand carved, ergonomic, so fabulous. I use these in all of my tutorials. I love them all. And we're going to use the G hook today. Also, you're going to need a yarn needle and a pair of scissors to cut your yarn and sew in a bunch of ends because we change color so often. So I'm going to try to grab my cat out of here. Come on. Yeah, say bye. So we are going to be using those supplies today. Before we begin, I have to mention, check out all the links in the description of this video. There will be a free crochet pattern on YARNutopia.com for this bandana kerchief. And also there's links to all the social media. So check me out on Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter, on the website, all the places. So make sure you follow me, and make sure to obviously subscribe to our channel here on YouTube. If you're watching on YouTube, you can just hit the red subscribe button. Click the bell so that you can get the update on when we post our next video. Big thank you to Red Heart Yarns there. Big thank you to my dad for videotaping, editing this tutorial, and posting it for us. Thank you to you for watching. If you're worried about sizing or stitch count, make sure to just check the pattern on YARNutopia.com. I'll have all the measurements on there. Alright, let's get started and make this super simple project. To start out, we are going to make a slip knot. So I'm going to use just one of my colors here. Put the short end over your long end, then fold this down, and then pull this through and pull tight. Okay, insert your hook, and we can start. So we're going to start out by chaining 5. So yarn over and pull through. 1, 2, 3, oopsie. 3, 4, and 5, and then we're going to slip stitch to this very first chain way over here to make a ring. So we're going to go into that first chain and then yarn over and pull through that chain and through the loop on your hook. Okay, so we've created a ring. Now for row 1, we are going to chain up 4. So yarn over and pull through 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now that counts as a treble crochet stitch, okay? And into this ring, we are going to put 4 treble crochets. So yarn over twice on your hook, go into the ring, yarn over and pull through, yarn over and pull through 2 of the loops, yarn over and pull through 2 of the loops, and yarn over and pull through those last 2 loops. That's a treble crochet. So you have to make 4 of those. So yarn over twice, go back into the ring, and make your treble crochet. Yarn over, pull through 2, 2, and 2. That's our second one there. So yarn over twice again, go back in. Here's our third one. And our fourth one, yarn over twice, make number 4. And actually it looks like you have 5 stitches now because this chain up 4 here in the beginning counts as a stitch. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now what we're going to do is chain 3. So yarn over, pull through 1, 2, and 3. And we're going to work back into that same circle there, that same center. We are going to put 5 treble crochets, so 5 more treble crochet stitches. So treble crochet, again, remember, yarn over twice, go in, pull through 2, pull through 2, pull through 2. So there's 2, here's 3, here's 4, and 5. Okay, so it should look for row 1, if you pull this chain 3 space here, it should look like there's 5 treble crochets, chain 3, and 5 treble crochets all in that ring. And that is row 1. Super simple. Row 2 says to chain 3, so yarn over, pull through, excuse me, 1, 2, and 3. Turn your work around, and that chain up 3 there does count as a stitch. It counts as a double crochet, okay? And in this same first stitch right here, we are going to put 2 double crochets. So yarn over just once, go into that same stitch, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, and yarn over and pull through 2 loops. Okay, there's a double crochet. Again, yarn over, go back into that same stitch and make another double crochet. Okay, so it actually looks like there's 3 double crochets in that first stitch there. This chain up 3 and then these 2 double crochets. Those look like 3 double crochets in the first stitch. Now we are going to double crochet into each of these next 4 stitches here. So just yarn over once, go into each of these stitches and make 1 double crochet. So 1, next stitch 2, next stitch 3, and the next stitch is 4. And now you should be at your chain 3 space. And in the chain 3 space, we are going to put 5 double crochets into this chain 3 space. So let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Awesome. Now we're going to double crochet in each one of these next 4 stitches. So 1, 2, 3, and 4, and this chain up 4 stitch counts as a stitch right here, so we are going to put 3 double crochets into this chain up 4 stitch. So yarn over, I'm going to go into this stitch. It's kind of difficult, but you'll get to it. There we go. So you want to go in underneath this these top 2 loops, and there should be 1 loop underneath there, just like that. We're going to work into that. So we're going to put 3 double crochets in that last stitch there. So 1, whoopsie, 2, and 3. Awesome. Now, At this point, I am going to change color. If you are not changing color, to go on to row 3, just chain up 4 and go on to row 3 with me. But I'm going to chain 1 and cut this yarn and pull this all the way through and pull it tight. I am going to turn my work around and we're going to work into that very first stitch right there. Okay, so not that chain 1, just the first stitch there. And we're going to grab our new color. Okay, hook that on and pull it through. And we're going to chain up 4. So yarn over, pull through. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Again, that counts as a treble crochet. And for row 3, we are going to put 2 treble crochets in that same stitch. So yarn over twice, go back into that same stitch, yarn over and pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Treble crochet there. So do another one in that same stitch. So it actually looks like there's 3 treble crochets in that first stitch because that chain up 4 counts as a stitch. Now we are going to chain 1, so yarn over, pull through, and we are going to skip this next stitch right here, and we are going to treble crochet into the next stitch. So yarn over twice, skip this next stitch, go into this next stitch here, and make your treble crochet. Okay, we're going to do this until we get to the middle double crochet of this corner, this grouping here. So let's chain 1, skip the next stitch, yarn over twice, go into the next stitch and make a treble crochet. Chain 1, yarn over twice, skip the next stitch, go into the next stitch for a treble crochet. Chain 1, yarn over twice, skip the next stitch, go into the next stitch for a treble crochet. Okay, now this very next stitch right here is our middle stitch. If you see the grouping, there's 5 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the very next stitch is our middle double crochet of our corner here. So what we're going to do is chain 1. Okay, and in this middle double crochet stitch, this very next stitch right here, we are going to put a treble crochet, then chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and then put another treble crochet into that same stitch. Okay, just like that. Then chain 1 and treble crochet into the very next stitch. Okay. And then we're just going to do what we did on this side. For this side, just working backwards here. So chain 1, skip the next stitch, yarn over twice, and do a treble crochet in the next. And then do that until you have 1 stitch left. And in the very last stitch, we are putting 3 treble crochets, which I'm actually already there. So you can see here, this very last chain up 3 stitch, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, right here. Go into that stitch and make 3 treble crochets. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, just like that. I'm gonna kind of stretch this out here so you can see the triangular shape is forming. Looks good so far, so I'm going to change color back to my original color. If you're not changing color and going on to row 4, just chain up 3 and go on to row 4 with me. But I'm going to chain 1 here and cut this yarn, pull this through, pull tight, turn the work around, insert my hook into this very first stitch here, grab my other color, pull it through, and we're going to chain up 3. 1, 2, and 3. And this is now a repeat of row 2. So we are going to put 2 double crochets in this very first stitch where our chain up 3 is. 1 and 2. And now for this row, we are going to double crochet into each of these stitches and in each chain 1 space. Okay, and then in the chain 3 of the corner, so we're going to double crochet into the chain 1 space here, as you can see, and then double crochet into the stitch, just like that. So double crochet is just yarn over once, go into the chain 1 space, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and then just double crochet into each stitch and each chain 1 space. And like I was saying, if once you get to the corner chain 3 space here, just put 5 double crochets in there. So exactly like we did for this row 2 here, we're just double crocheting into each each stitch and each chain 1 space on this row. And then in the corner chain 3 space, put 5 double crochets. I'll do that and then I'll meet you up at the end of this row and we'll go on to the next row together. Alright, on the last stitch of this row, we are putting the 3 double crochets in that chain stitch. That counts as a stitch. I know it's always so difficult, but there it is. We're going to put 3 double crochets in that last stitch, and I have 35 stitches at the end of this row, row 4. So if you want to count with me, all the stitch counts for this will be in the blog post as well, so just make sure that you have your work that way. So I put the 5 double crochets in that chain 3 space there and just double crocheted in each stitch and each chain 1 space, putting 3 stitches in the first and 3 stitches in the last. So now going on to the next row here, I'm not changing color, we're just going to chain up 3, 1, 2, 3, turn the work around. Again, that chain of 3 counts as a stitch, so we're going to put 2 double crochets in that first stitch there, right here, 2 double crochets, 1 and 2. For row 5 now, we are going to, let's see here, it says chain 1, skip this next stitch, and then cluster stitch in the next stitch. So a cluster stitch, we're going to yarn over, okay, skipping this stitch right here, going into this next one. We're going to yarn over, pull through, and then yarn over and pull through 2 loops, but hold these 2 loops on your hook. Yarn over again and go back into that same stitch, yarn over and pull through, yarn over and pull through 2 loops. Hold those 3 loops on your hook and do that one more time. So yarn over, go back in, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. So now you have 4 loops on your hook. Yarn over and pull through all 4 of those loops. And there's your cluster. Now we're going to chain 1 to close the cluster to secure it. We're going to skip this next stitch and we are going to cluster stitch into the next stitch. So again, yarn over, skip this next stitch, go into this next stitch here, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2. Yarn over, go in, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2. One more time, yarn over, go in, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2. And then yarn over and pull through all 4 of those loops, and then chain 1, skip the next stitch, and cluster in the next. And just do this until you get to the middle double crochet of your 5 double crochet grouping in the corner, and I'll show you what to do there, and then we'll go on to the next step after that. Alright, just making this cluster stitch right before the middle double crochet stitch. So you can see here's my 5 stitches, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So our very next stitch is the middle double crochet of this 5 double crochet grouping. So what we're going to do, we cluster stitched, we're going to chain 1. In this next stitch, this very next stitch right here, we are going to put treble crochet, so yarn over twice, go into that stitch, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over and pull through 2. Then we're going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and treble crochet, so yarn over twice again, into that same stitch. So it's a treble crochet, chain 3, and treble crochet, all in that same stitch, just like that. And now we're basically going backwards on this side, going for this way here. So we're going to chain 1. Do not skip the next stitch because this stitch is right next to this one here. So we're going to cluster into this next one. The very next stitch gets a cluster stitch. 1, 2, and 3. Okay. Close it with a chain 1, then skip the next stitch and cluster in the next. Just like that. And then do that until there's the very last stitch. We are going to put our 3 double crochets, which I'll show you, and then we'll go on to the next row. Alright, just finishing row 5 here. We're going to put our 3 double crochets in this chain up 3 stitch here. 1, 2, 3 right at the top. Go in to there. Okay, and put your 3 double crochets. So 1, 2, and 3. Awesome. Now if you're not changing color and going on to row 6, we are going to, it says repeat row 2 for row 6. So I'm going to change color, so I'm going to chain 1. If you're not changing color, just chain up 3 and go on to row 6. But I am going to chain 1, pull that through, pull tight, turn the work around, insert my hook into the first stitch there, grab my other color, and row 6 is a repeat of row 2. So chain up 3, 1, 2, 3, 2 double crochets in that first stitch there, 1 and 2. And now we're going to actually double crochet into each stitch and chain 1 space, and putting in the chain 3 space here, putting your 5 double crochets in there. But we are going to actually work into the stitches. So I'll show you when I get to the chain 1 space, I'm actually going to work into the stitch. So you can see here's a chain 1 right here. You can see there's 2 loops on top. Okay, it looks like a stitch. I'm just going to work into that stitch. Just like that. Okay, but I have to yarn over first. Double crochet. Okay, so we are going to double crochet into each stitch and each chain 1 space, and putting 3, we put 3 stitches in the beginning, we're going to put 3 stitches in the end, and in the chain 3 corner of our triangle here, we are putting 5 double crochets in there. Very similar, or exactly, I guess, like row 2. So if you need to rewind this and see row 2, otherwise just do that for this rest of this row. And then when I'm finishing row 6 here, we'll go on to row 7 next. Alright, just finished up. That was row 6 there. So I'm going to change color back to this turquoise aqua color here. So I'm going to chain 1. If you're not changing color, just chain up 4 and go on to row 7. But I'm going to chain 1, cut that, pull it through, and pull tight. I'm going to turn this around. Actually, before I turn it, I want to show you. We have the 3 stitches here, 5 stitches in that chain space, and 3 stitches in the last chain up stitch there, and then double crochet in each stitch and chain 1 space of this row. So now I'm going to turn my work around, insert my hook into the very first stitch there, hook on my yarn, pull it through, and for row 7, we are going to chain up 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and again put 2 treble crochets into this first stitch. So this chain up 4 counts as a stitch. So yarn over twice, go in there, and make 2 treble crochets. So it actually looks like there are 3 treble crochets in the first stitch, because that chain up 4 counts as a stitch. Next, we're going to skip this next stitch here and treble crochet into this next stitch. So yarn over twice, skip this stitch, go into this next stitch here, and make a treble crochet. And then we're going to treble crochet into this skipped stitch, but we are going to work behind our work here. So yarn over twice, pull this all forward. Okay, you can kind of go like this, go into that stitch there. Okay, yarn over and pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. And we've just made a crisscross stitch. Okay, that one worked behind this treble crochet. I'll show you again because we're going to alternate these 2 stitches all the way till we get to the corner of our piece here, the middle double crochet. So we're going to yarn over twice, skip the next stitch, and treble crochet into the next stitch. That's the easy part. Then we're going to treble crochet into that skipped stitch. So yarn over twice, bring this around to the back, go in, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. And there's your crisscross. So I'll show you again. I'll go slow. Treble crochet into this stitch. So I skipped 1 stitch, treble crochet in the next, yarn over twice, go down. So I'm yarning over twice, but it kind of looks like I'm doing a third because I'm trying to wrap it this way and going into the actual stitch, then yarn over, pull it through, okay, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and there you have it. Okay, so we're just going to do that all the way until we get to the middle double crochet of the 5 double crochet grouping in the corner, and once I get there I'll show you what to do next. Alright, so you can see I'm in the middle double crochet of this 5 double crochet grouping. I did a crisscross stitch over these 2 first ones. The very next one is our middle double crochet. So in that one stitch, we are going to do exactly what we did here, where we did the treble crochet, chain 3, treble crochet in that stitch. So let's do that in the middle double crochet here. 1, 2, 3, yarn over twice and put another treble crochet in there. So it's treble crochet, chain 3, treble crochet. And now you can just continue with your crisscross stitches. So skip the next stitch, go into the next stitch and make your treble crochet, and then treble crochet in the skipped stitch there. Okay, and do that all the way to the end, and then in the very last stitch put 3 treble crochets just like you started this row. So I'm going to do that and then I'll come back and show you what to do next. Alright, so I just finished putting these 3 double crochets, or I'm sorry, treble crochets in the last stitch there. So this is what your work should look like so far. So now what we need to do is for the next rows, let's see, rows 8 through 12, I'm gonna chain up 3 here because we're gonna go into repeating row 2 there. So 8 through 12 is a repeat of rows 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and just 6, sorry. 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. That should get you to row 12. Okay, so row 8 is a repeat of row 2, row 9 is a repeat of row 3, row 10 is a repeat of row 4, row 11 is a repeat of row 5, and row 12 is a repeat of row 6. Okay, so just rewind this if you need to and make these rows one more time. No more crisscross row. That was a little too difficult for me. So I am going to change color. As you can see, the sequence, I do 2 rows of aqua, 1 row of the dark blue, 2 rows of the aqua, 1 row of dark blue. So I'm going to do 2 rows of the aqua and then do 1 row of dark blue, and just continue doing that repeat pattern as well for my colors. And once I finish row 12, I'll come back and show you what to do next. Alright, when you finish row 12, we're going to chain 1 and cut this yarn and pull it all the way through, pull tight, and this is what your work should look like at this point. Okay, so we just repeated these rows here. Okay, so rows 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 we repeated after this row here, so it's 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 right there. So this is how big your piece should be. So now we just want to make straps to tie around the head and clean up this edge here. So you want to end, if you needed to make this even bigger, you want to end on a repeat of row 2. Okay, so whichever your double crochet row is. And also I made sure that my repeat of row 2 was the dark blue color, the accent color. So that's totally up to you though. So however you want to end your piece. So now we're going to make the strap. I'm going to set this aside. Okay, and we are going to start off with a slip knot. Okay. And we are going to foundation single crochet 30. So to do that, I actually have a video tutorial on foundation single crochets, but we are going to chain 2, 1 and 2. We're going to go into this second chain here, or the very first chain that we made way over here. We're going to yarn over and pull through, and then we're going to yarn over and pull through 1 loop. And then we're going to yarn over and pull through both of those loops on our hook. That's our first foundation single crochet. So we're going to make a long strand that's just going to keep going. So now the next stitch we're going to work, I'm going to work like this, looking at my work like this, and we're going to work in this loop right here. So we're going to go down into that loop, and you can see there's a front and back. Oops, let me get my yarn out of the way. There's a front and back loop right here. Okay, so you can see there's a front and back loop. We're going to go into there, yarn over and pull it through. Okay, kind of pull up a little bit, yarn over, pull through 1 loop, that creates our chain, our foundation chain, and then yarn over and pull through these 2 loops on your hook, that creates the single crochet stitch. Okay, so there's our second one. So again, go in the base of this last stitch right here. Okay. Yarn over, pull through that. Yarn over, pull through 1 loop. And then yarn over and pull through 2 loops. Okay, there's our third one. Okay, go in the base. Yarn over, pull through. Yarn over, pull through 1, yarn over, pull through 2. And you can make this as long as you want. I'm just going to do 30 for the first side, and then we'll single crochet across the edge of our bandana piece, and then we'll do the other side. So I'm going to do 30 of these, and then I'll come back and show you what to do next. Alright, so as you can see I have 30 of these foundation single crochet stitches. So now I'm going to introduce this back into our work, and we're going to work along this edge here. Okay, so I just want to clean this edge up and make it the same color as my last round, and it'll all just come together. So what we're going to do, keep your loop on your hook, go into the corner right here, and really wherever your hook fits, just insert it. You can try to insert it into this last stitch here. There we go. Go in there. Then yarn over and pull through. And then yarn over and pull through 2 loops. Okay, so we're just going to single crochet along this edge. Just wherever your hook fits, make a single crochet. So this is single crocheting. Just go in, yarn over, pull through. Yarn over, pull through 2. Okay, so just single crochet across until you get to the other corner, and then I'll show you how to make the other side strap. Alright, when you come to the very end here, we want to continue the strap. So as you can see, my work, I just single crocheted across here. We want to make a strap like this one on this side now. So what we're going to do is go to the base of this last single crochet stitch. So what we're going to do is go down into this side, okay, right here, and we're going to go in just like that, yarn over and pull it through. Okay, and then just continue with your foundation single crochet technique. So yarn over, pull through 1, yarn over and pull through 2. And now make 30 of those. So go to the base of that stitch, previous like that, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 1, yarn over, pull through 2. So there's our second one. Here's 3. Okay, 4. Just like that, just like the other side. So I'm going to do 30 of these, and when I'm ready to fasten off, I'll come back and show you that. Alright, when you finish your 30 here, we're going to chain 1, and we are going to cut our yarn and pull it through that chain 1. Pull it tight, that fastens that off. And we are going to sew in our ends. Now I forgot to mention during this video to sew in your ends as you go, because I change color so often. I just kind of sewed in my ends as I went, but you want to do that while you're crocheting so that you're not stuck with a bunch of ends at the end. It can just get really frustrating. So I'm just going to sew in this end with my yarn needle underneath the stitches, stretch it out, and cut any extra. And there you have it. Our beautiful kerchief is complete. Thank you so much for watching and learning how to make this. It's just nice to wear this in the summer or springtime, get your hair out of your face, and if you're in the garden or in the sun or just around the house cleaning the house or something, it's just nice to have your hair out of your face, and this is such a simple piece to wear. So thank you so much for watching and learning how to make this. Big thank you to Red Heart Yarns for providing this yarn today for this project. It was so wonderful to work with this scrubby smoothie yarn. I love it so much. And big thank you to my dad back there for filming this tutorial and editing it and posting it up online for us to watch. And thanks to you for watching. Subscribe to our channel. Happy hooking.